wonderful artists. Welcome back to part 3 of Cube Town. I just wanted to give you a couple tips and tricks before we get started today with our pencil and our ruler and our eraser and our drawing. I have noticed that students, when they submit their work in Google Classroom, they put the paper in the wrong direction. And I know this sounds really picky, but you got to have your paper going horizontal. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to show you. You got to have your paper going across. So check it out. Let that focus for a second. You got to have your paper going across like this, because if you don't, you're not going to have enough space. So some students are really going to be disappointed, but go back and fix it, because you need the space up here. You need the space over here and down here and over here. So please do that. That's going to save you a lot of grief moving forward. Also, Mrs. Wench, she sent me a tip. She didn't understand what I meant by putting it all on one paper. What I want you to do is I want you to put all of the drawings that we do, part 1, 2, 3, 4, well, how many ever parts we do, have it all on one. Some kids are not doing theirs on one. So make sure that you put everything on one paper. One last tip before we get going today is one vanishing point. That means all of the target dots go to VP. This one little dot alien right in the center on Horizon Line Street. I noticed a couple kids kind of like had the first one here, but then the second one, I can tell when their lines go like this, that they're in the wrong direction. So just kind of a couple tips and tricks before we get going today on part 3 of Cube Town. It continues. All right, here we go. So we left off with, quick recap, Matilda's in her treehouse. Billy Bob flew from the big city to hang out with VP in this really cool, modern, awesome, like fun house where he gets sucked up in the wind tunnel, and then they have a slide to a trampoline. And then they started talking about the donut shop. So we started making that because dot aliens love to eat holes, donut holes. So they want to make a donut hole shop, but they want to make it far away from Matilda on their side of the cube town. All right, here we go. What we did is we started off with our square. Then we put target dots on the 3 closest corners to our vanishing point, or VP. We connected with light lines, and we did our right angle. So I showed you a couple tips and tricks how to do that. So hopefully this is where you left off. And let's decorate this awesome donut shop. We're going to put, I love the little curvy doors on the side, like that. There's the entrance. And we can put on the front of our square, or our cube, we can put a big picture window. And I can zoom in here for you. You feel free to use your ruler. You can free draw it too. I'm going to see that better. How are we doing? Right there? All right. I like it. I like it. All right. So in this picture window here, give you a little bit more space, we are going to put a counter. Draw a straight line across. And an old school cash machine, because that's all they can get their hands on. So a curved line, up, over, down. These are the buttons. This is a cash register. The money comes out. And we're going to put a sign on top, so a set of parallel lines. A big circle that looks like a big donut. Another circle inside it. To make this look like a cylinder, just give it a curve. And we can put some frosting on it. Now, since I'm drawing this one in front of the other one, I'm going to want to erase those lines behind it the best I can. And when you add color, usually the color kind of covers that up, right? And a table for outdoor dining. Some chairs. L, maybe like a little umbrella, curve line, bump, 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 bump. Oh, this is looking great. Forget the doorway here. All right, so now they need to hire somebody to work at this donut shop and make donut holes and pastries because that's their favorite dessert. Well, the only alien that they could get available to work here was, you guessed it, Homer Simpson. Yep, that's who's got to work here. So we're going to draw Homer Simpson. I'm going to draw him big for you, and then you can draw him right, and we're going to put him right in the window. Whenever you draw Homer Simpson, he's got a big round head like this. Looks like a J. And he's got some circle eyes. He's got a nose that looks like a U. Put little dots in there for his eyes. Matt Groening is the artist that created The Simpsons. He's got a little C for his ear with just a little line in it. Matt Groening makes things look really simple. A couple pieces of hair on his head. Now he's got it's like a 5 o'clock shadow, which is, it's kind of like a rhombus, but instead of the edges being pointy, they are rounded. And this is where his mouth goes. You just draw the neck. You're going to have a shirt on. You got to have your shirt on if you're making food. And then if you really want to make this look super funny, you can make it like drooly lines because he's drooling. So that's our Homer Simpson. So I'm going to draw him really small in here. So I remember I did the curve line for letter J. Little circles. It's got that 5 o'clock shadow. He is the one in charge of our donut shop. How funny is that? So he's going to make the donuts. So put some circles with circles. You can put some croissants. Croissants look like little moons or crescents. There we go. Oh, that looks good. Little donut holes, all different flavors. With frosting and sprinkles. Uh-oh, some of you are getting hungry. I see it already. And we need to put, now, most of you who've seen The Simpsons, the cartoon The Simpsons, the animation, the character Homer Simpson is not very bright. Unfortunately, he does not spell well. So we all know that donuts are D-O-U-G-H-N-U-T-S, right? But he doesn't, he goes donuts because he always like hits his elbow over his knee. So D-U-H-N-U-T-S. I don't care which one you want to put on the title. I think donuts are a little bit funnier, but it's up to you what you want to do. So I'm going to put nuts. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Sorry. Whoa. Feel free to add extras. Little path. Flower pot. Look at that. You could add a whole bunch of extra things, but that's kind of the fun part of using our imagination. We can add extra. So anytime you add a little bit extra, I'm okay. Just remember to keep it small. So I'm going to zoom back in. Whoop. There we go. And you can kind of get to see the whole picture here, what we're doing. All right. So Billy Bob and VP, they go hang out at the donut shop. You can even draw them sitting in the chair. Their little legs, their little donuts, maybe a cup of tea or coffee. Oh, and they're having a good time. They left Matilda completely out of this because Billy Bob don't get along with Matilda. So VP and Billy Bob are having a great time, but now VP has to split his time with Matilda and Billy Bob. So he kind of feels bad that he left her out of the story. He left her out of the fun in the donut shop. So he decided that on her side of town, now on the bottom right-hand corner of your papers, we're going to do this. He's going to to create her a special place that she likes where they both could hang out. So whenever we start a new building, this is how we do it. We're going to start with a square rectangle to keep things simple. And can you see that? Okay, there we go. There's the edge of my paper. That's important because I showed you that trick. So about the size of an eraser, not very big. If you're a measuring kind of kid, you can use centimeters or you can use inches. We're going to go, I would say about 5 or 6 centimeters. Look at that. And then we're going to make our rectangle here. We just want to have some type of quadrilateral that has 4 right angles, because you don't want a building that is lopsided. Best you can. You can always erase little extra lines that you made because you're always drawing light until you know it's right. All right, so target dots. Now here's our VP, our little dot alien. He don't really move, so remember that. We need to put our 3 target dots. This one is the closest. This one is medium. This one is medium. If you are not sure of this, you can always measure with your ruler to see which one is the farthest one away. I know this one is the farthest one away with where my pencil is. All right, so we got to hook up the gas, the electric, and the water. Here we go. From VP's eyes, laser beams, a light line. See, I'm holding my pencil. Whoop. Ta-da. VP number 2. Whoop. Ta-da. And the last one. VP right here. Whoop. Ta-da. Oh, look at those beautiful lines. So take some time, pause the video if you need to, and get them correct. Make sure they're going to the 3 closest corners of a rectangle. Okay, now that you are ready to add the sides and the top, since we are below horizon line 3, we have to add the top of the building. Okay, the perspective changes. So let's start with our side. So here's the side that we need to get another side to. So you can use the trick I taught you. You have your ruler and your pencil. You can see that if I move my ruler that way, they are not parallel because the ruler and the pencil are going to touch down here. And same thing if I do that up here, if I turn it like that. So use the trick, because if it goes like that and it's going to touch your pencil, it is not parallel. Parallel lines are 2 lines that never intersect. So we want to make sure that they don't ever intersect. All right, so I'm going to kind of put it like there. What do you think? Looking pretty good? Oops. All right, very good. Get it nice and straight. Light till you got it right. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, now we're going to go across. We're going to do across. So we're just repeating, same process. Remember that tip I gave you? Take your ruler, line it up to the edge of the paper, put it right here, and we're going to go right across. So I gave you a couple tips and tricks to get this. So there we go. Now, once we have those lines and you know it's right, what you're going to do is darken in the ones that are correct. You can always have someone in your house take a look at it before you move on and darken these lines, because once you darken them, they're hard to erase. Look at that. Beautiful. Woo, that stands out. And now my gas, electric, and water lines have gone Wi-Fi. I don't need the guidelines anymore, so take your handy eraser and erase our lines. We don't need those anymore. You guys are doing great. I know it seems a little bit slow, but you're doing a really good job right now. And we'll finish this one up until Thursdays, until our next lesson. Here we go. So we have our building. Now it's nice and plain, so we need to make it a fun building. So there's a couple places that Matilda actually really enjoys. She likes Sky Zone, and she loves the movies. And so, the movie theater, actually. So you get to pick which one you want to draw. I think I'm going to pick, let me think. I'm still making my video, kid. Oh, that's probably why we got ants in here. Because you got food in here. Oops. All right, sorry about that. That was my son, and he left a little Jello container in our office slash playroom, and I'm not going to make the video over, so intermission. Here we go. All right, so let's make this movie theater. Lines on top. Big rectangle for the sign. I'm free drawing it. Feel free to use your ruler if you like your edges to be nice and crisp. Moo. Movies. If you want to make it extra fancy, put the lights around it so it lights up the night outer space sky. And we got to put an entrance. I'm going to put the entrance here. So if you ever make a straight line that goes up and you want it to make correct perspective, the top of the line actually gets connected to your vanishing point. You can just go over a little bit. So it's parallel with, it's kind of parallel with the slant of the diagonal. And I'm going to go straight down. Give it a double door. And then I'm going to draw some posters over here of favorite movies to advertise. So what I want you to do is I want to put your favorite movies in there. I like The Wizard of Oz. I don't like scary movies. I know some of you do. I like Bug's Life. And I like Harry Potter. Classics. So you pick which one it is. You put the movies you like in there. All right. So we'll put a little red carpet here. When you go to the movies, sometimes you see they have these felt kind of like walkways. Here, make it extra fancy. Curve, straight, curve, straight. Ta-da! There's a little red carpet. You gotta color it in red. Ooh, look at that. All right, there you have it. We got a nice movie theater. They're gonna go get some popcorn. They're gonna watch the movies. All right, well, I will see you next lesson. We're going to pause here for today. So you only did one building, no problem. But just make sure you go back and check and make sure you have everything you need. You have the donut shop all decorated, the movie or the Sky Zone, Billy Bob's house, and Matilda's house. And make sure you have a little space here, a little space here. And then if you have a little space, like maybe a finger space on the sides, that would be good. And right around VP. We're going to use that space up next time. All right, my wonderful artists, I can't wait to see what you have. Please attach your image in Google Classroom. I look forward to all of your artwork. Keep it up. I'm so proud of you. Thanks for drawing with me today. Have a good one.